They took me down the most dangerous mile and a half in the entire sports world today. Gave me thrills enough to last a lifetime. Tuffy Latour, I'm a coach with the US bobsled team. And we're at my house here in Saranac Lake, New York. So here's a collection of bobsled artifacts that I've collected over the years. You can see there's a lot of books, a lot of smaller bobsleds. Here's a trophy from 1958 North American Championships. So it's my grandfather, Tuffy Latour, and Dewdrop Morgan, John Morgan's father. Here's a participation medal from 1948 from my grandfather. This is my grandfather's helmet from the 1948 Olympics, and he probably wore it his whole career.
How long have you been collecting all these things?
Probably started when I first got into bobsled around 1990.
So you got a lot of stuff also from your grandfather, right?
I got some stuff from my grandfather. It was an interesting story. So it was probably the mid-1990s, and my aunt lives here in town in Saranac Lake. My aunt was bugging my father to take this trunk from underneath my grandmother's house. I'm like, what's in the trunk? And he's like, I don't even know. Well, we went into the trunk and I found that helmet. I found some of these medals. I found pictures, I found timesheets, all of this really cool stuff. And I preserved all of it, and from then on I just was collecting things, and I would put them into binders or bins and just collect stuff. And then last year, when it was the 100th year anniversary of the sport, I decided to start posting a lot of this stuff online. So that's where all these pictures and everything come from. A guy in Keene Valley, Wade Whitney, he's a former bobsledder, gave me this. It's half of a poster, but on the half of it, they've got my grandfather on here. So they used to do 3-man bobsledding as well as 2-man and 4-man. And it was just more in the US just to have extra races. But my grandfather had the 3-man track record in 1941. This is I got this from my grandfather, from my father's collection, but through my grandfather. Really old bobsled pin from Switzerland. These are some more books that I collected in St. Moritz, 100 Years of Bob Sport, and then another book about the 1928 and 48 Olympics. All of this is from the 1940s, just old pictures and things that I've collected. These were all part of my grandfather's collection, so 1940 race results. So all the race results from the 39-40 season. These were tickets that they handed out at Mount Van Hovenberg to get in. So you paid your admission, you got a ticket. My grandmother's writing on the back, but keeping track of all the times. His Olympic accreditation. So this, you guys have seen the accreditation, but this is in 1948 what they had for identity to get around the Olympics with the picture on there. Pretty cool. So these are a copy of the 1932 Olympic bobsleds. So this is a 2-man sled. I've got the original drawings, but these are copies that I made. So these sleds were provided for all teams that didn't want to ship their sleds. The US built 20-something 2-mans and 20-something 4-man sleds. I've been searching for the 4-man plans, but to no avail, not found them. But it's pretty cool, all the detail of these plans, all the way through the cowling, the steering wheel, the different size bolts. All of these sleds were handmade locally in the area, but just really cool.
Yeah, how many boxes do you have of all bobsleigh stuff?
Too many, and my wife is like, stop collecting stuff, but I don't know. I really like just finding really cool old things.
What is your favorite thing out of all of your collection?